build the picture so people understand. Don't say a firewall is this program that does this and, talk about algorithms and all that, because you're going to lose people. You've got to break it down really basic, nice. It is IT first. So the thought behind this is if you're an IT company or an individual IT consultant, or you own a business that is a small business that deals with other businesses or individuals and their IT equipment, I feel like this is a big area. There's lots of people that are knowledgeable about IT. However, obviously with social media, there's a way of attracting businesses and people to your business. So we're going to talk about some ideas that we can maybe come up with. And again, this is all kind of unplanned. We just kind of roll with it, don't we, Mark? We just let it flow.
Yep, all good. We're on it.
So IT services today. I always ping it over to you, don't I? But I'm not going to do that. Shall I just jump in?
You start, yeah.
All right. Okay, so my initial idea when I thought of this is, and I haven't written anything down. This isn't, thank you for watching. I haven't written anything down, but I always have a pen and paper in front of me. So my initial idea is that although more and more people are becoming probably tech savvy, there is definitely a big niche or a market that has been left from a certain age up. I don't know what that age is, but roughly. Maybe our parents, or maybe especially their parents, where technology wasn't a thing, so they didn't build it into their life as a habit. So I think any IT service that can really target people from the very, very basics. Now, you're going to have a lot of patience, because obviously people are slow at learning sometimes and they take their time. But anybody who can really focus on that kind of niche from maybe, what do you reckon, 50 up, let's say? Yeah. And help them with tablets and phones and computers and printers, I think, because they love a printer. I think it would be really good. I think lots of mini video series taking things really slow about like how to defrag your computer, how to look after storage and make folders. Yep. I know that we take that for granted, and I know we can probably whiz around doing it, but there is definitely a generation that has not really grasped that yet.
What's defragging your computer?
Don't say that.
No, but it's serious.
You're a Mac user anyway, so you don't need to do it.
All right.
That's well, I'm assuming you probably do need to do it, but not as much. But there's a program on Windows where you have to it's almost like, I don't even know. IT. Yeah, it's like clearing out all your leftover caching. Like clearing your cache.
That's why, yeah. Mac users for the win.
Mac users for the win, 100%. First off, my first advice to anyone: get a Mac.
But yeah, definitely that is a fantastic start. I think that could be a winner. Just go and help people understand IT, understand the basics, and even if it's tutorials on YouTube and their grandkids show them, or it's like on Facebook. Facebook apparently full up with loads of older people, the older generations. A lot of kids these days are saying Facebook's the platform for mums. Check out that. Go and do loads of Facebook tutorials and make a channel, make a watch show.
Definitely.
Get them via ads.
Definitely. And get somebody in maybe that you can help as your case study and take them through. So they're obviously going to get free coaching pretty much. Absolutely. But you could use them as example, because they're going to ask the questions that your audience are going to want to know the answers to. So use that, get the desk, set up a nice camera, make a nice little short series as well. Don't do long form, because if you do long form to that audience, right, they're going to forget what you talked about right at the beginning. You've got to do nice bite-sized, little chunks of gems. But I think if you do that as an IT service, you'll absolutely be a winner.
Absolutely.
And there probably is somebody else doing it already, but there's still always room for more. There's not just one car, right? That's what I always say. No one invented the car, and then everybody else goes, well, that's been invented, so we're not going to invent anything anymore. No. Everybody else brought their little twist on it. There's fast cars, there's family cars, there's cool cars, there's practical cars, there's eco-friendly. So don't think that just because somebody's doing it, you can't do it.
I just want to say on the live, people watching on the live on Instagram, any ideas for IT services and how they can get better at social media or hello, Cara, and you'll help with some ideas. I IT services or social media marketing, advertising, branding for IT services. If you've got any ideas, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. So then moving that idea forward initially. So it's the step-by-step series would be great. Obviously brand, right? You have to, layman's terms, right? Speak the people's language. Yes, you could be really smart. Yes, you could be really technical. Yes, you could have great knowledge. I'm not doubting that. But the everyday people need to know how to do things or what you're talking about in an everyday way. So finding a way to tell an IT story, but through different means using analogies. So if you're talking about a firewall, explain what a firewall is, for example, but in really basic kind of terms. Draw graphs, like little images.
Yeah.
Your firewall is your fence around your house, and it stops little intruders from getting in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Build the picture so people understand. Don't say a firewall is this program that does this and, talk about algorithms and all that, because you're going to lose people. You've got to break it down really basic, nice sketches. Use someone who's a graphic designer to draw those really simple images that are really nice. Like maybe catchy slogans.
There's a reason why there's loads of for dummies books, and they're all based around IT as well, aren't they? So there's a reason for it. Why, if you can create a book like that, or if you're,
I'm laughing at a comment. Calling it IT is already off-putting.
Okay. Yeah.
Information technology. Call it computers.
Yeah. Oh, right. I see what he means now. Yeah. Because if you call yourself IT services, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I personally create a character and base it around that. It could be a character based on your own looks and your own personality. But I create a character around you and make him in the thumbnails.
You get them slogans like "keep calm" and "drink tea."
Yeah.
You get that, but like the little slogans, but like that you can make like rhyming or whatever, that so people can remember certain things, like save energy and switch off your computer, make it all rhyming and stuff. But give those kind of little bits of advice. Don't forget to download the latest software updates. Don't forget to, little hints and tips, but like make them fun slogans so people can like share them with other people, or at least it stays in. Because if your slogan stays in, so does your brand, which means you can then work with them people off of that anyway. They'll be like, I'm really stuck this time. Who can I go to? Oh, let me just DM that IT service, or let me just send that IT service email, because they've always got nice little hints and tips. And before you know it, you're coming round, you're setting up an office for them, you're changing their Wi-Fi, you're doing whatever you need to do.
That's really back in. How about Instagram as well? That could be useful. Could be a useful platform. Where you get clips of your tutorial, put that onto Instagram and your character as well, and write messages or write tips of the day. It's like maybe IT tip of the day, or that's fun. Posting pictures of your work, or maybe it's like selfies with your clients. If you're going around to other people's homes and helping them use computers, and you're having a selfie with each person that you help, that could be a fun Instagram, or even
definitely.
Or even if you're asking them for feedback or reviews and you're filming them, and whilst you're there with them, you film them and say, look, what did you learn today? And then they say, today I learned to put how to manage folders, or it's just something so simple, but it's funny. Simple and they just learned it. And it's great. Yeah. That's nice.
You could do not with those people, but you could do memes as well, right? Like, I've seen IT ones before, but like, I think Cara mentioned, have you turned it on and off again? Like, but a meme that's like, I've turned it on and off 1,000 times, like, pressing the button on and off, like it still doesn't turn on. But like making some jokes out of it, even taking a mick out of yourself sometimes is quite a fun thing to do, because it allows other people to, engage with you as well, like that you're not taking everything so seriously.
How about the comic books again? We've mentioned that before, but it might be a bit more relevant this time. Because
comic books today.
Yeah, comics. So we mentioned it before, but I think this might be a bit more relevant because IT services, they tend to be quite stereotypically nerdy people, a bit like graphic designers. But stereotypically nerdy people, and you could play on that. You could create a stereotype character based on that, and then do the problems. And then the character helping.
Well, why not make like an IT guy superhero? So like,
Yeah, no, he
Mr.
is.
IT man, and he's
Yeah,
like, he's nerdy, and he comes out and he's again, if you want to play with stereotypes, not necessarily, it might be cool as, and all knows all about IT. But yeah, and also, can you imagine that as well on a Instagram feed as a comic book would look so good, and then
really good.
every third one is like a tip as well, like the hero giving you a tip. Yeah, it'd be really good. Nice way to bring people in to read the latest like comic. And like in newspapers before, they used to have the cartoon section that was always like a joke, always making something regular like that, a free phase cartoon section. To be honest, that's quite a good idea for me, so I'm just going to draw that. I like that idea. A free phase. I can't draw cartoons, but I'm saying, if you had like a row of Instagram, the 3 images, and you made it a beginning, middle, and end story, and you did that post every 5 rows or something, it'll be really good. Looking back on a Thursday just to see what your IT cartoon was, that's cool.
That's a great idea.
I'm excited. Please, someone do that and tell me that they did that. I'm excited for that.
I would do it, but I can't draw either. So, maybe we should use stickmen.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone all right with that? I'll start it on the chalkboard. Sorted.
So IKEA style infographics. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that. From jetpacks and roller skates.
Infographics are really cool.
Yeah, infographics always work. Again, graphic designer can help you out there, or unless you can do it yourself.
Definitely.
Make it fun and interesting again. You don't want it to be like a flow chart and boring and very IT based, because no one's going to click on it.
Yeah. And again, it's about sometimes with infographics, I love an infographic, right? But brand is so important on an infographic. Yeah. Don't use 1,000 different colours and fonts and different, a picture that's got a white border when you didn't want that and all that kind of stuff. The brand is important. So do an infographic, great. But I would probably say if you don't know how to do it yourself, get some advice from someone who's a graphic designer or something, definitely. Just basically speak to Blue Deer, yeah?
Hello, Blue Deer Design.co.uk.
No, but definitely, it's worth it. It's worth it because an infographic is something that can get shared quite a lot on things like Pinterest, which we haven't talked about a lot. And if your brand's not strong and present on there, and the design doesn't look as good, it cannot do as well. It won't perform as well as it really should do.
And who's on Pinterest? Mums and people who don't know how to use IT. Scrolling for ideas for that.
Is that true? Don't let anybody from Pinterest hear you say that.
I think so. Right. I think it tends to be people that are looking for ideas for home and that, and they tend to be sort of the older generation. I'm guessing. But,
also, creating like an emergency services for IT. Like when your Wi-Fi goes down, fine, fair enough. We might again be able to muddle through it using Google to diagnose it a little bit. But people that are not familiar with how to do that might just need you before they need like Virgin or for one of the BT or whatever. They might be good if they had like a little question that was like almost free support, but like only at a certain time maybe, because I know that time's precious. But they could just ask the question: do I need to go here, or is it something I can fix myself? And then they were like, oh, don't want, because the other thing about ringing your telephone services, don't care who you are, whichever one it is, it always takes ages. The wait, you listen to that music and get him through, and then you ask them one question, they're like, oh yeah, there's a problem in your area, so it's going to be down for 24 hours, but you had to wait 16 minutes to get through to speak to someone.
Exactly. I make it a 24-hour online bot, or I'm better you make it your emails and just do this is you can reach me and I'll be straight back to you, or Facebook messages or comments, or just get back to them.
Create an event. We haven't really talked about this so much in any of the episodes, but create do that kind of stuff. But and maybe again, it might be a designer leaflet for once, but post an event where you'll be somewhere in a location to come and give one-on-one support or help or guidance for an hour or two, because that might be good. Because again, lots of people go, like in the local community, go out shopping, all that kind of stuff. If they know, I'm just going to pop in and ask the computer guy a question, because I know that he sits in the library or he sits in the Costa or wherever, cafe, restaurant, gym, wherever it is. I'm just going to ask him or her, do you know this? And it's kind of a nice little way to start that engagement face to face, but it also started online. So make yourself maybe present. Get out of I feel like there's a stereotype maybe, but they like to stay behind a computer and help people. Sometimes people don't want that because they haven't necessarily got the trust there. They want to see you, or they want to talk to you in person. So offer that different personality.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Captain Computer's a great name for from Cara there for the character.
So good. So good.
I hope someone does this. I really hope someone does this.
And like instead of a belt, it's an Ethernet cable. You know, the one that you connect your Wi-Fi to and stuff. So he's got IT tools, so a mouse, a keyboard. Yeah, we take it.
That's really good. Yeah.
Fights crime with IT equipment. Be good. That's another thing, right? That was done years ago. And kind of almost if you can find a version for it. And it go back to the cartoon, but I saw something the other day which has made me think of this. Do you remember the hedgehogs crossing the road? Might be a British thing.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
It's a little song, and then it taught you how to cross the road, right? Why can't you make like a little thing that teaches you how to do something? You know, like teaches you how to, you know, make sure you are secure, or I don't know, make sure you getting rid of viruses or whatever. Like making a little jingle, and then it does this.
So you're targeted with this. You're targeting either older people that can't use computers, or really young people that are just getting to know computers. So, I mean, these days probably more the older people, because young people are brought into tech very early, and they're giving a phone at silly times like 4.
Yes, but with young people, I think there's a different angle potentially about responsibility.
Right.
How to be like responsible online. Because don't forget what people are doing now is creating a digital footprint. Young and not really sure of how that's going to play out in 10, 20 years time. And when I'm an employer, I actually did a talk on this not so long ago, but when I'm an employer, I might do a Google search on you or do a Facebook search on you and be able to see what you were up to when you were younger and realize that's not the kind of character that I want to employ or something. So you have to have that understanding of that some of the things you're doing online now will represent what happens in the future. So maybe there's a different type of teaching. It might not be the practical elements of doing stuff that is technology based, but it might be the repercussions of some of the stuff that you do.
Absolutely, yeah. I think maybe going to schools and doing a talk, that could be good. People always remember, like I still remember talks from when I was a kid. When I was I still remember some assemblies that from when I was a kid. So maybe going in, doing one, and giving a responsibility on using IT and computers responsibility. I can't speak. IT and computers and social media responsibly.
It's more relevant as well, right?
Yeah.
In these kids that are going in and running a really fun workshop. Yeah.
Schools will welcome that as well. So yeah, definitely worth going and trying that if you can.
There's a good point here potentially
in front of people.
Hello, what happened there? I got called. So it says, and those that are technologically impaired, like myself, a great one for people that do technology or IT services would be to recommend like supporting software and hardware. So, for example, if you are like impaired or have a disability of some kind, then you know that you could use like dragon dictation for your grammar and spelling, or you can use a mic that helps you, or there's a special keyboard, and they do reviews on different types of software or programs or computer hardware that you can get that would like make your life easier. Also, like the types of chair you should be sitting in at home, or how you should sit and all that kind of stuff. Like I have to do that at work, DSE assessments, but do you do it at home? And you should, because I probably spend more time at home than I do at work in this chair anyway. So yeah, definitely that's a great one. I think reviewing products that are out there that might help different people overcome different issues they've got.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of that. I know there's quite a few IT channels and stuff around there, but if you base it around that brand of being technology based and doing reviews on the latest tech and marketing, playing, because there's a lot of I can't speak today, but there's a lot of channels based for younger people, for the people that actually know about tech, like tech reviewers and latest phone reviews. But how about if you're that channel that does it for the older generations and makes it relatable to them? That's ideal.
I mean, again, another way, like almost round to get to your target audience of the people that necessarily are not as clued up, is to go to the younger people, right? To target a message, because they're going to be on social media, because obviously some of these people might not be on various forms of, if they're not technology based, they might not be on. So, and tell the younger people, does your parents, does your guardian, does your grandparents not know how to use the computer properly? Tell them about this. And then they go, Mum, you need to look at this, because this, guy or lady or whatever is showing you how to do it. And then they're like, okay, let me see. And so go through the people that do know, that are frustrated, haven't got the patience to help those people, and go through them to get to your target audience as well, because they're going to be using technology. So you can put your Instagram stories out or your tweets out or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's about thinking about how you can get to your target audience as well as just pushing stuff out, content. You have to think, is the content that I'm going to create going to connect or get to the people that I want to get to?
Yeah. I think
and that's why I said leaflets might be a plan, because in your local area, the people that might not be in a Facebook group. So you might have to go leaflets to tell them to go to a Facebook group, or to tell them where you're going to be before you can get them online. Then once you've got them online, you can keep and start a real community, because you can get them, you can show them how to use Facebook, put them in your group, play around in your groups. Hi everyone, say hello to so-and-so new to the group, and you can be with them and teaching them. And then when they leave, they log on at home and you start your own community. Actually, that'd be really good for loyalty.
Yeah, I think so. Hitting the local area hard, yeah. Even if it's like a weekend drop-in centre, you've got like you hire a cafe out, or you hire some sort of working space out, and then you invite people in and have like an open centre where people come to you with their problems and IT, and you try and help them.
You're going to have to connect with them first before you can connect with them online, I think, in some cases, or you're going to have to find another way through to get to, where do mums go? Where do dads go? Where do, the generation go that are not online? They pick up their kids from school, whatever. And you need to go to those areas first. And then once they're online, keep them online by sending them to your channel, like regular email tips or text tips. New video today on organizing and saving your files.
Yeah, just the simple stuff. Yeah, I like
that. I think again, it does come down to branding. I talk about this quite a lot, but creating a brand that also is fun and doesn't seem serious and corporate, and we are IT and this is how we are. Like you need to find ways to make things a bit different, a bit fun, a bit silly sometimes.
Like Mr. Muscle. Like Mr. Muscle, something that's a serious product, cleans things, but making it fun and interesting. Mr. Muscle does that perfectly. Maybe you do that for IT.
Mr. Muscle does that perfectly. Yeah, it's true, but yeah.
Cara in the comments again has said newspapers and magazines, which is a good idea because local people will be reading those. If you've got a local advertiser or local magazine that does that, get in front of them, because older people will be reading that.
I don't know what the price is, but like local bus stops.
That's the thing. But that's the thing. The only thing about this sort of stuff is that it tends to be quite expensive and overpriced. So Facebook ads, that's why everyone's pushing Facebook ads.
Yeah, but if your demographic are not on Facebook or not as
they probably are, though.
accustomed to it. It's not about not being on there, probably are, but accustomed to how to use it. You're going to potentially miss your audience anyway. So you're going to be spending money on that might not actually go anywhere. So I'm a big fan of Facebook advertising or social media advertising. But again, if you can't get to them, it might be a bit more of a struggle. Or once they've found you, they don't know how to get to you because they're not as IT clued up. And again, there's hardware issues as well, like the computer going wrong, the Wi-Fi going wrong, the mouse and the keyboard going wrong, viruses, all that kind of stuff. So as well as that, social media, you need to get to the other side, which is to help them hardware-wise. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think. We talked about Instagram. We talked about Facebook quite a lot, and I think Facebook we talked about quite a lot today because of, again, the generation adapting and going to Facebook first, right?
Yeah.
Where a lot of the demographic that you would be pushing to would be. But again, that's why we've talked about more physical forms of advertising this time as well. But again, advertise to get them onto social media is the point here. Once you've got them there, you probably can keep them there.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think the class. I know it's online. The online classes are great, but I think in-person classes would be good as well. And
definitely
going out and helping people in care homes, or maybe not care homes, but just places where people actually want to get, maybe offer it to the care homes or offer it to the old people's homes, or.
And you've got a great story there, like reconnecting you with like your kids or your grandkids, right?
Yeah, because so for older people in care homes, that they don't see they don't see their family much unless they come around and visit. So if you make it so that you can have it on the screen and you're actually speaking to them, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
And that's something they've never seen before. Imagine a feeling where they can see some of their family on a screen and they're actually
What they're
talking to them.
doing. Yeah,
And they've
FaceTime.
probably never done that before.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine how they'll feel. It'd be crazy. It'd be so good.
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah,
I'd be
definitely
really
be
happy.
great. It'd be great if you could, and even if one day, like, imagine this, like, a grandchild gets their grandparent on an Instagram live and talks to them about IT and stuff. It'd be genius.
Yeah.
It'd actually be so fun.
Or the IT company.
Yeah, or the IT. Yeah, exactly. It'd be genius. It'd be so good, so fun.
My granddad's just started using Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. That's the way. You teaching him?
No, he sort of figured it out. He's pretty good.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, cool. Sorted. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, my grandparents use Facebook.
There you go. See?
Rock and roll. Love it.
Help them.
They keep tracks on what I'm up to, that's why.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it's not, it's not just, also we've talked about individuals quite a lot, but it's not just individuals. Small businesses is going to need IT support. The impact of IT going down, I know you had this unfortunate thing happen to you not so long ago, Mark, where your computer broke down, whatever. If you had an IT service that are ready and waiting to like almost like support you with in the interim of your small business, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it'll be a bigger impact on a small business than it will than a large business potentially. Imagine that your one and only design computer goes down unexpectedly, and you've got clients and customers or whatever, and you need your computer. So engaging and finding a way to support small businesses and help them get through the bigger problems. Like one thing that I've had to figure out recently is storage. I do generate a lot of video content storage for my customers and clients. I now need to be safe and secure because of GDPR. I also need to be able to access it in different places. And also I might have a load of content that I need to store for a certain amount of time and keeping that. So offering advice and showing routes and different options you could take, it would be really good for businesses. So yeah, we talked about the individual, but don't forget, if you're a business and if you're B2B, if you want to help business to business, then
also if you're giving them someone a bill for helping them out with their IT services, make sure that everything is simplified. Everything that you're saying to them, your SSD is broken. Explain what that is. Explain what.
I don't know what that is.
Solid state drive. Yeah, I don't know much more than that. But
SSD, solid. If you've learned nothing today, SSD is solid state drive.
So yeah, make sure you know that. Make sure they know. Make sure that the people that you're saying this is broken, we need to get a new one. They're like, okay, it's like a mechanic. If something's broken and you don't know what it is, it's going to fix it. You feel sort of conned. You feel like You feel like they're sort of taking advantage of you because it could not be broken. But if you're actually explaining to them and showing them that this is it, this is why it's broken, and this is how it works and how it should work, but it's not doing that, then that's ideal, and that'll really build a lot of trust.
Yep, nice. All right, I think that's kind of wrapping up. If anybody's got any other comments or any questions they want to ask us, but that's IT services. So if you know anyone who's in IT services, computers, then let them know that this will go live on our, we'll upload it onto our YouTube channels and get them to get in touch. If they use any of these ideas, it'd be great to know that they